G'day guys, welcome back to On Point, and we're back on the wobbly table. Now, anyone who's followed this channel knows that we have built a ton of easy to do drone rigs, but never really touched on the more complicated rigs if you wanted that little bit extra. So today we're going to be concentrating on what I would call the deluxe drone rig. Now this is a rig for someone who just wants that little bit of extra finesse, a bit more flash, but there's going to be one component to this rig which is very important, that is going to make it so much more versatile than ever before. Now I'm going to go through this pretty slowly with what we need for these rigs, because there is a bit to them. So we're going to need the rattling bait floats here by Vexed. Any size that suits you best will be fine. That's up to you. We're going to use the Vexed Buckaboo jig wigs. These are in the 10 centimeters, okay? They're also very important because this is going to be a key attractant. I'm using the Harbour number 3 power twist snaps. Now this is the bit that's going to transform your rigs and make it just a little bit different. Again, aluminium crimps to suit the leader that you're going to be using. Tri-crane swivels, these are the Vexed tri-cranes. Willys power bait clips. I know this is a lot, but trust me, this rig is epic. We've got a handful of green Lumo tube, green or pink, whatever floats your goat. I'm today using a 130 pound leader. Now that is the tough trace because you don't really want the supple, it just doesn't behave as well as the tough, right? You can knock that tough trace around a fair bit and be good. And today we're going to be using circle hooks by Vexed YM, okay? And I'm going to be using 8 O's, okay? So 8 O circles, okay? We've got them both there with the straight eye and then the offset eye, and that is going to be very obvious why shortly. So let's just get those out of the box. Get out. So we want 2 with the bent eye, 2 with the straight eye. Now these straight eye hooks from Vexed have got the Teflon coating on them too. Now wasn't that a big intro on what we're going to need? I'll put these away. Also don't forget you are going to need your crimping pliers. The better crimping pliers you got, the better this rig will stand out. So what I want to do first up is I want to build the hook component of this rig. Now the best thing about this rig is gone are the days where you have to throw the whole rig away or rebuild the whole rig if your hooks start dulling. This enables very quick hook changes. So we'll start from the bottom, okay? So we're going to need aluminium crimps, of course. And this is sort of what makes this rig a little more deluxe, is that we will be crimping a lot of stuff. Now, people are going to go, but are crimps just as strong? In fact, they're stronger than knots. I didn't believe it until I've done some load testing after being recommended it by both Peter Fullerton and Jamie from Non-Stop Drops, but they are really good if you crimp them properly. So we're going to get our length of leader first, okay? You're only going to want sort of that, well, that would be about 80 centimeters, okay? And because we're using thicker leader, we can just use the cutters on the side of the crimping pliers. Here's where we're going to start. We're going to first thread our first small crimp on there, like so. The straight eye hook is going on the bottom. All we've got to do there is just double that through the crimp, okay? Now I like leaving a little bit of tag end on there. As you can see there's about 5 mil of tag end, okay? And then we're gonna work that down, okay? So I'll just work that down there. I like getting that pretty tight on the hook there. As you can see, we have not got much eye there at all, but that hook still free flows. And that is where this rig really starts coming in their own. Make sure you adjust it so you have got that free flow. If we go too tight, the hook will stand, pull the crimp back just ever so slightly, and we've got a perfectly moving hook which will swing around and do what it needs to do. Now, when you crimp these oval crimps, okay, top to bottom, in it goes. And what we want to do, I'll show you once I've got this squished down. You want to get 2 squeezes on each crimp. But what you want to make sure you do here, I hope the GoPro can get this, is you don't want to squeeze right at the very ends. You want to leave 1 to 2 mil, and that's so it still flares out, because if you crimp those on the very end, I believe it will probably cause a bit of abrasion. And once again, there's my little tiny tag end. But now, that is as strong as it's ever going to be, right? And have a look at how beautiful that looks. Next thing I want to do is determine how far apart my hook's going to be. Let me grab a pair of scissors. Where did I put them? Oh, here we go. Right here. We want to determine how far in between our hooks we want, and we're going to cut a bit of Lumo tube to suit that, okay? So there we go. That bit there, maybe 5 to 7 centimeters, I suppose. And if it looks too long, then you can always just trim it down. So we're just going to thread that onto the line there and pull that down all the way down to that bottom hook. And if you've got the right tube, you sometimes can work that over the crimp. My tube here is a little bit thin, but it doesn't matter. That's just going to sit above the crimp there. As I said, you can buy a larger diameter tube there, which would slide straight over that crimp, and I've even seen guys heat shrink that. So now we want to get our hook that has got the bent eye. There we go. The reason we want the bent eye is because we want that hook to still sit very straight on that line. We're going to pull that hook down. So what that's going to do is that's going to sit on top of that Lumo tube, okay? Now we want this, we want to make sure we've got a little tiny gap there so we can get our snell, so the snell is not covering that Lumo tube, okay? You don't need to leave much gap. About that's going to be fine. We come down and around to tie the silly snell, and we just start wrapping down the shank. Okay, once you've done 4 or 5 wraps, we come up back through the back of there. Okay, and we pull that tight. Now what we can see here is we've got our hook at the bottom, which is a free-flowing hook. We've got our snell with our Lumo tube in between it, and that is now ready to fish. Okay, you can pull this snell as tight as you like. She ain't gonna slip. And as I said, you've got that beautiful bit of Lumo tube, which will help the night anglers out massively. From there, we're not going to attach the other end to the 3-way swivel. What we're going to be doing is opening up our harbour twist snaps. In this case, the power twist snaps. Now, it's important you get the power twist snaps because they are a heavier duty snap. So a snap this big is rated to practically 40 kilos. Okay, and you're not going to be pulling harder than that. What we're going to do before we put our power snap on, we've of course got to put our flash and our float on. So let's pull out a jig wig. For this one, we'll use the blue because it's the first one to come out. Colour on these doesn't really matter. Any colour of these jig wigs, for whatever reason, seem to work very, very good. So straight up the underneath of the jig wig, he's going to slide all the way down on top of your hooks. So you're now looking like that. Okay, you got beautiful bit of flash, and then we need our rattling back bait float. Now, as I said, today I'm using the 5 centimetre rattling bait floats because I find they're pretty perfect to just keep that whiting elevated. And as I said, you can hear that rattle in there. So we slide him all the way down. He goes straight on top of that jig wig. So we've got rattling bait float, jig wig, top hook, Lumo tube, bottom hook. That easy. This isn't rocket science, guys. It just takes a little bit. But by putting these little bit of extra effort into your rigs, your catch rate will improve. It's pretty simple. We're going to slide the crimp on first. Once the crimp's slid on, go through that twist snap. Okay. And then just through there again like that. Now there's no real need, as I said, for a Flemish eye. These crimps hold on really well. I have found that aluminium is I prefer aluminium better than steel, but I suppose that's going to come up to the individual user. And then once again, we're just going to double crimp that line again. And there we go. Now, let's talk about this. So what we've got here is we've got a fully made trace with our hooks with that power snap on the end. Here's where the benefit of the power snap is. When we get our three-way swivel out, which is what we usually use on our paternoster rig and usually tie off to, what this means is when we're on the beach, you can actually have 2 or 3 of these with pre-baited, ready to go. Okay, and when you bring your rig in, rather than having to rebait and waste time, you get this power snap straight through the eye of your three-way. Oh, get on there. Twist it like that, and you're fishing. So as you can see now, that just sits on the three-way. The power snap does everything. You bring it in. Oh, you got no bait on this one. You quickly pull it down and around. You're off. Your new one. Power snap. On and away you go. New bait's getting sent out in about under a minute, rather than having to sit there, re-ghost cotton and re-bait and do everything you got to do. So that's your foundations of your rigs there. Now, if you're not chasing demersals, all you're going to do is make a second one of these so you can actually run a twin hook or a twin snelled paternoster rig. That was a mouthful, wasn't it? From here, all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to put my standard sacrificial sinker trace, which is going to go for 2 meters all the way down to the bottom, and that's my rig completely made. That is the deluxe version of any drone fishing rig. We've got beautiful crimps, which is going to hold a whole heap better than a knot, much better than knot strength. We've got our quick snap here, which is the Vexed power snap. And then of course down here on the flashy end, we've got the rattling float, the jig wig, and as you guys have seen in one of my past videos, retrieving with a jig wig and no bait catches fish. We've proven that. We've gone down to our snell, onto our Lumo tube, onto our bottom crimped hook so he can float around and do whatever he wants to do and catch more fish. Guys, you don't get much more deluxe than that. I did also mention the Willys power bait clip, which is these. Okay, now these power bait clips, you put them on once you've built your sacrificial sinker line. And the reason we use these is it's just a very quick and easy way to change out your grapnel sinkers. So you tie the line to the top, right at the top of that there. You literally put your sinker over that casting clip, pull it down, and it sits down the bottom there, that quick and easy. And that's why the power bait clips are so important, because you can change out from 4 to 6 or 6 to 4 to 2 to 3 to whatever ounce you want at the click of a finger like that. Now guys, I hope this deluxe drone rig is interesting to you. I mean, I certainly now, when I go down the beach, I just have a whole heap of these trace lines made up. I'll be making probably another 10 or 12 of these today. So then when I get down the beach, all I need to do is tie that tri-crane swivel onto my rod, clip my bait, shoot it out, and I'm fishing in a quarter of the time than anyone else that's got to actually put together a big cumbersome rig. Guys, I hope this video was helpful. I can't wait for the next week because Christ, that weather is looking so good next weekend. And finally, we're going to be able to shoot the drone. All right, guys, until the next episode, as I said, I hope this was helpful and we'll catch you then. Catch you later.